Yes. No, I can hear. Oh, perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
After lunch, everyone is about sleeping.
Okay, right.
Yeah. How are
I
you
think
today,
my
Sasha? Yeah, your
I'm fine,
camera is
thank you.
frozen.
Yeah, I think it's lagging quite a bit. I don't know why, because I don't know. Probably. Ah, well,
No,
I don't have a clue actually why it's lagging. Anyway,
no
uh,
problem. How are you today? Are we ready to
um,
teach you something new?
I I'm fine, thank you. I suppose how are you? I suppose you're okay as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we're okay.
uh, it's going to be I don't know. It's going to be an overview over the Azure Security and Azure Sentinel and integrations with the new additions latest with the latest clouds and external cloud platforms, hybrid cloud as well, and just an introductory, an overview of the Sentinel and the Azure Security Center. Actually, Defender. So it's we have 60 minutes, so I'll try to do if nothing else, to go over some features and actually some first steps, how to get started, and explain a little bit other things as well. So let's hope it will be informative for everyone.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing that we'll hear from you. So I can proudly say the stage is yours.
Okay, is it already? Yeah.
Yeah, you can start.
All right. So I think I see here the picture is the video is actually lagging a little bit. I don't know why, but in fact, I hope the audio is not lagging. So I might switch the camera off. I don't know why it's that, but anyway, um, if ever audio goes bad, just uh, great. And this is the post lunch, and feel free to grab a phone if you don't fall asleep after your serotonin level goes up. And first of all, let's thank the sponsors, Microsoft Advanced Center Serbia and Mainstream Technology, as well as Super Admin, as well as Azure Serbia. So thanks a lot for continued support and for being a sponsor. That's huge, and I hope that we will be able to get along, and as we did last year and just before the pandemic in February in Belgrade. So I hope and really looking forward to be there as a speaker or as an attendee, whatever. So it's going to be great. So I hope these things, this pandemic will actually end, and then that we'll be able to organize. Well, the guys from friends from Azure Serbia user group will be able to organize another great event. So this is the Azure Security Center and Azure Sentinel, and better together. And yes, it is, because it is these are two products that actually are complementing each other. And few words about me. My name is Sasha, and I'm a cloud. I do. My main focus is Microsoft Azure and security. And I've been I'm a Microsoft Azure MVP and certified trainer and regional lead as well, and have few certifications here and there, and as well as EC-Council Instructor. And down there is my Twitter handle if you want to get in touch. And I'm also the Certification Advisory Council member at Microsoft. So first of all, let's go quickly. I don't know how many of you are using Azure Security Center and Azure Sentinel, and I suppose you are, because these products are extremely valuable, and can bring a lot of can help you a lot with your current security posture, and and they help you raise that security posture. I've just seen today on Twitter a new analysis where actually a research where you get the typical return on investment if you use Azure Security Center and Sentinel. But anyway, these researches are calculated based on certain scenarios. But in any way, if you have a lot of infrastructure, and if you have a workloads that are worth protecting, if you have some product environments, then. And as these environments are growing bigger, so I suggest that you start thinking about using Azure Security Center and Sentinel. Anyway, I will strongly suggest that you start using Azure Security Center now today, because you have I will show you. You have if you haven't been doing anything with AC until today, you have two tiers. You have free tier and the standard tier, and the Azure Defender, the advanced tier. And the free tier, of course, you don't have to pay for anything. You have a little bit less of functionality, but if nothing else, it brings you the most of the best of the core of the Azure Security Center, and that is the centralized security monitoring and management, and an overview of the security posture of the current infrastructure, hybrid or Azure cloud infrastructure, or on-prem, or other cloud as well. So the Azure Security Center in fact, provides you the capability of advanced threat detection and governance as well, because you have their policy and governance, security policy and governance, not just for Azure workloads. It's not just for Azure workloads, like this slide says, but it's also for your hybrid workloads. It means that it supports the addition of and monitoring of other Azure workloads, on-premises workloads, and other cloud workloads, third-party workloads, like in AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Google Cloud Platform. And it brings the threat intelligence. It brings the behavioral analytics and anomaly detection, and as well as the ability to export the logs and information into the security information and event management, which is seen. And that's the Azure Sentinel or any kind of third party. You're able to do that as well. So the Azure Security Center actually does three things generally. It strengthens the security posture and protects against threats, and you are able to get secured faster. So I'm going to quickly turn off the camera for a while, because I see that I see some problems in here. So I don't want to replicate these problems onto the presentation. So I hope the audio is still okay. Anyway, the Azure Security Center gets helps you to strengthen the security posture, protects against threats, and get secured faster. And also, it's closed and Windows and Linux agents. So any other format, as well as like syslog or common event format, or other configurations from on-premises, private and public clouds are available as well. So this is the enrichment and geotagging and so on. So you have the log platform, that log analytics platform that actually ingests all these where the data is stored, and we can then of course do something with it. So we can also export it to Power BI, Excel, etc., etc. But anyway, the Security Center also brings the network or PaaS or IaaS data in there, and with that we are able to have the recommendations that we can act on these recommendations. We have prioritized security alerts, and we can then proceed forward with investigation tools and log search. So this is also available. So let's quickly go over. I don't want to spend too much time on the slides. We have a lot to go through, like 125 slides. No, I'm kidding. Not so many slides, of course. But then I want to show you the consoles, and then I go from there. Azure Security Center. First thing is, I've said, and we've seen we have three things: strengthening the security posture and protect against threats and get actions faster. So, Security Center in this case can manage the organization policy compliance. We will see that as well. You have the possibility to have continuously your security state and posture assessed, and also you have the recommended controls that that are there. So these controls can configure the recommended controls that that Microsoft recommends and that we see on the list, not just for Azure but for other clouds as well. Then we have the protection against threats, and then there is the Azure Defender and other things as well. So, for example, what you've seen probably on the previous slide, we have also on one of the previous slides, we have also the great help of artificial intelligence and the great amount of data and huge amount of data that Microsoft collects. So we are not just making things up here, but we are using using data that actually has been analyzed and through the sophisticated algorithms. So when I say we, I mean we as we use the Azure Security Center. Well, Microsoft can detect and block advanced malware threats for servers and endpoints and etc. And across all the infrastructure and platform infrastructure services. And also protect data services against malicious attacks and other things as well, like IoT and external appliances and etc. Then what's even more important, we can get secure faster. And what does it mean? The time is of the essence here. First of all, you don't want, for example, if you provision some appliance, whether it's a or service, whether it's a SQL server or it's a virtual machine, or if it's the for example, like IoT or edge device, then we have then we don't want to pass too much time between when these services became available or products, and by the time we secure them. So the Azure Security Center also gives us the possibility to act quickly, and that means we can automatically discover and onboard all the resources that are connected to Azure, and then do some action on them. So, for example, install agents or install antivirus solutions, and that means that that doesn't just this is not just restricted for Azure resources, but for workloads, not just server workloads, but other workloads in other clouds and on-premises data centers. And as well, we have the integration with existing workflows, and we have also, what is even more important, we have automation possibilities, so we can respond to an event, to a trigger, whether it's a threat or event, simply by automating things. So usually when things happen, when some event is triggered, whether it's a threat or a certain event of administrative event, it can pass between a few hours and few days, even weeks. And even months without going detected, and we will see that a little bit about in Azure, in Sentinel. But we want to shorten that time as much as possible, and by shortening that time, we are actually strengthening and securing our infrastructure more efficiently. So we have, like we mentioned, automatic onboarding and extending to hybrid cloud, and using common event format or syslog for Linux or Windows event for Windows, and as well integration with existing workflows and tools. So we have, if you want to connect, for example, like Radar or Splunk, then there is a possibility to do that as well. We have the possibility to configure an event hub and also to stream all our data to an event hub, and then eventually connect it to a SIEM or other SIEMs, for example, Splunk, and then analyze there as well, or connect the other clouds and connect them and analyze from there. The traditional SecOps challenges, for example, are that the threats continue to grow and in complexity and volume. So these attacks actually are not homogeneous actually, and these are more and more heterogeneous, and a typical attack can span from one device and from a couple of devices through an entire enterprise, and at the beginning can start from a simple mobile phone or IoT device, and then proceed over to the more complex and more common devices, and for example, and add databases or servers and so on, and that involve multiple tenants, accounts, and etc. And there's also what is very important is alert fatigue. So we see so many alerts from the products that we have, and we have typically a large amount of data that we are not able to process very quickly, very easily, because we have a lot of noise, and defeating that noise is very difficult, because noise is deafening. I mean we have a lot of data, and getting through that data and figuring out what is good and what is bad, and whether these are false positives or negatives and so on, is very hard, is very tiresome, and it causes fatigue. And when it causes fatigue, it means that we either have a lot of things to worry about and oversee something, or forget about something, or we cannot process this amount of data at once, and as they should be processed, and so we might miss some signal, and that means a threat or a breach, and there goes the entire organization or the data. And because first you have to think that you have to have in mind that there are no directly individuals behind a breach. So very rarely, and just a person goes with on a actually is involved in typical first stages reconnaissance, for example. So well, of course, these are there are people behind it, but I mean, there's no a manual labor behind it. So this is all automatically done and scanned by servers, and that means that even if you are not secured as you should be, for example, if you leave your RDP port open, I've heard many times, oh, I'm too little and I'm too insignificant and nobody will pick me, and the big hackers from outside the world doesn't know, even don't know that I'm existing. That's not how it works, actually. If you leave your port open and unprotected, it will be detected in a couple of minutes, and if not seconds, or in hours. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you will be detected and eventually exploited. So it's very important to stay protected and to shorten the time, and to keep in mind that nobody is actually safe in there. And investigation actually is very complex, time consuming, and of course and the current current solutions are not fit for today's challenges, and because these legacy or on-prem SIEMs don't have computing power, don't have such algorithms, don't have such big data to process to be able to derive something meaningful, intelligent from it. So, but if you've done something in machine learning, you know that as the bigger the set of data you have, and given that the correct algorithms and formulas are applied, and the more accurate the result will be. So here is where Microsoft has a huge amount of data at disposal, and analyzes that data, login data, telemetry data, and so on, and have huge amount of computing power. So it is able to derive a very sophisticated and very correct and very useful analysis and results. So it's very important that we don't underestimate this power, and well, actually power between power of actually artificial intelligence, our Azure Security Center and Sentinel. So the best thing would be actually to use both. So we have also the Sentinel, which is the cloud native SIEM for and source solution in the cloud. So it actually it makes easy to collect the security data across entire hybrid solution and workloads from any kind of workload, for example, servers and user devices and IT and so on. So one good thing is that you can bring the Office 365 data for free in there, and easily it integrates easily with the existing tools that you have, and also it gives the power of the artificial intelligence in finding out the investigation. So it brings the collection of the data, detection possibilities, investigation possibilities, and also response possibilities as the Azure Security Center. And what you have in there is also the possibility to collect security data at scale from all the possible resources and sources across the entire workload enterprise and hybrid enterprise, meaning you can connect any public clouds, third-party clouds, or any Microsoft product. Well, these connectors that you have in Azure Sentinel has been growing in numbers weekly, monthly, if not daily, I'd say. There are growing numbers, and not just Microsoft, but the third party as well. So we have a lot of pre-wired integration solutions with Microsoft products, and also third-party connectors and so on. And what is even better, there is the standard log or CF format or syslog format to support practically all other third-party sources. So that log platform, it's more than, well, not 10 petabytes, but even more today. It's a little bit old number, but there is a huge number of a great big number of data ingestion volume that this Sentinel processes. And we, first of all, the look and feel of the Sentinel is that we have dashboards that actually help us to view what is happening. On the left, we have data sources that can stream in Sentinel. Then we have detection capabilities, which actually are custom security alerts that we see through the dashboards that we've done. We can also have some custom dashboards tailored to our needs. Then we have the investigation tools, and also the response tools, which can be manual or automated, and as well as hunting, or we can find or search for and find for anomalies in more detail. So instead of relying just on the automatic detection, we still have to perform some manual work. But in this case, we are fiddling with a gazillions of data, which would be impossible to analyze and to deal with if we didn't have the tools such a Sentinel or Azure Security Center. In this case specifically, Sentinel, because we still have some manual thing to do because, of course, the artificial intelligence and AI and you have to remember that these things are these machines, these are computers, servers, these are algorithms, and these algorithms need some data to learn. So we still have a human factor, we still have some human interaction, we still have to do that manually. That's the same as we have a large amount of data. We still have to find out the correct formulas. It is artificial intelligence. It is a machine learning. But even in machine learning, you still have to know a lot about algorithms, about mathematics, about data, and to apply correct algorithms. That's the same thing in here. We still have the possibility to do that manually, and in fact, we have to. But we'll see an overview of how to get started in Sentinel. So just an overview. I won't go much in detail and in depth, but just to give you an overview of the huge amount of data that actually that we are talking about. So the intelligence security graph actually it is the series of systems that are interconnected actually, and then these systems have the data that enhance these Microsoft security capabilities and machine learning and artificial intelligence. And then across all the portfolio, there are a lot of different data, telemetry data, and machine learning can be applied, and it is applied to reduce manual effort and reduce waste effort and speed up the detection, because there are more than 1 billion Windows devices updated and scanned, and more than 600 billion monthly authentications. That's a huge amount of data. So practically these huge nuances between the typical person that is logging in can be detected. There are some algorithms that can even detect they can spot the differences in milliseconds that the specific users are how the specific users are typing. So for example, if you have two users, you can detect whether and if you give these two users the same password, the two users won't type that password in the same way. So there's a huge difference between how the legitimate user types its password and unlegitimate user. So this is all the data can be detected and in certain scenarios, and more than 5 billion of threats detected on devices every month. So this is this is huge, and more than 500 billion emails analyzed. That doesn't mean that Microsoft is reading and eavesdropping on your emails, but actually telemetry is here included. So and on the web, there is the trillions and trillions of URL scans across the trillions of web pages a month. So that's the huge amount of data that is available for analysis. And to be successful with the threat intelligence, you have to have a large, diverse set of data, and you have to apply it across all the product portfolio. And then data collection and analysis is done. And through the collection of an analysis, the data is normalized and it's applied to various analytics. So these products can then access these normalized data and provide the context. For example, you've seen, for example, impossible travel information in the Active AD identity protection, in the Cloud App Security, and in the Sentinel and in the Azure Security Center, but in a different context. So and in Azure Sentinel, you're hunting for anomalies in the cloud workloads, while the Cloud App Security uses that to secure and to mitigate your access to the cloud apps, and while Azure Active Directory actually deals with identity. But one normalized that normalized information and data, one point, is actually used across many products. So all these data are given the insight, the context, and relative to that, what the capabilities these products actually are providing. And then there are some hunters, and that where we step in, we are the humans, like the security admins and administrators, that we can work with specific products like Defender, ATP, and Office, Azure, etc., to leverage this data. Well, the same solutions here that we have. We have a lot of possibilities for integration for third party as well. You'll see that that the products are vast, and we mentioned also the common event format and syslog and API as well across all the Microsoft portfolio. If there is, if you will see that there are a lot of products that are in preview, but the others are being added constantly. So if there's not one, you can also check sometime later, or even use a available CF or syslog if it's supported. And also it provides the access to logs from the various technologies to enable to increase the data fidelity. So and also the Sentinel that we'll mention is the one that connects all these. The capabilities of the Sentinel, it uses the Microsoft Threat Intelligence System, like we've seen before. Also the intelligent security graph, and that intelligent security graph processes billions and billions, well, trillions of signals per day. From a vast amount of sources. We've seen that whether it's web or malware or devices or endpoints or login data or emails. And all these data is also integrated and geolocated, and also also the enriched, for example, like with IP reputation or geolocation. What it means that yes, by using the products, but actually Microsoft is enriching with intelligence data. So it means, for example, when we speak about IP reputation, a specific IP range or IP addresses might be perfectly safe today, but tomorrow will be included in a botnet and DDoS attack, and therefore automatically blacklisted and signaled as the unsecure or as a threat. So and as well as geolocation for administrative purposes or for intelligence purposes and so on. And additionally, the Azure Sentinel actually can automate and orchestrate response across all the tools in the enterprise, for example, like Slack, Teams, email, and or for example, like Palo Alto firewalls, etc. We've seen that already, and it is the MITRE attack is here. What you see is you see just one piece of attack matrix for enterprise from MITRE, and it's globally accessible knowledge base of tactics and techniques. And you've seen that the Azure Sentinel is based on also the Azure Sentinel's attacks are also categorized and organized according to this matrix. And the Azure Security Center also has a new console that is in preview that also has the possibility to use, actually uses that MITRE attack matrix for enterprise for better organization, categorization, and it is also imported. It will be applied also to other security products as well. I hope so. But at the end, where does all that fit and how it fits? Just like quick glimpse of our poor security admin here, which is in the center of all the things that are happening. We have raw logs, and from all the different tools from and the resources, for example, like infrastructure applications, endpoints, SaaS application, or some data information from the productivity tools, network, etc., etc. We have also information about well, we have the classic SIEM, or we have the cloud SIEM as well, and today we have also the deep insights and actionable alerts that are derived from UEBA, for example. Then this UEBA is also supported today in the Azure Sentinel, and this SOC analyst also has the possibility to use Azure Sentinel greatly. That actually has the possibility to ingest all that data from the classic SIEMs, or from all these ATP or MTPs, and that in fact ingest the signals from all the endpoints that we see down there from raw logs. And by actually using that, we are able to follow also the lateral movement. We are able to follow and analyze the much deeper and wider behavior of across the enterprise, not just one product. So it gives us the better security overall, because it covers signals from everywhere. But yeah, like it says, enough slides, demo please. All right then, if you say so. Enough slides, demo please. Okay, let's go quickly and see what we have. All right, if you want to use Azure Security Center, let's go quickly over that. First of all, and before doing anything else, you have to, come on. Really? All right. Okay. Now we have the new dashboard. Well, new. It's been here for a while, but it's have been a little bit reorganized, introducing the Azure Defender down there, and that was announced at the latest September and at Ignite. And first of all, what you have to do is go to getting started, like it says here, and see all the subscriptions that you have, and onboard these subscriptions. So here you have the Defender, possibility to enable Defender on some subscriptions, and also see the subscriptions that are not already enabled. But before anything else, you have to go to pricing and settings, and come on, and pick the specific subscription. For example, let's say let's pick this one, and Azure Defender plans here. You'll see that you have the free plan that I'll suggest you have, that you have it whether you like it or not. It's but I suggest that you use the Azure Security Center even if you don't have Azure Defender. At least you will see the continuous assessment and security recommendations, and you will see the secure score. It might seem that Azure Secure Score is it's a little bit that you don't need it, but in fact it provides valuable information about the security posture. Let's go quickly in there and see what you have in Azure Defender. Azure Defender actually will apply to all these products, services, service app services, and so on. And the Resource Manager and DNS are here in preview, but you have also the possibility to switch on and off individually all these sources. And as well, of course, save a little bit of money if you think that you don't need a specific monitorage on a specific tier, as well as you have the possibility to also exclude some workloads individually. This Azure Defender, when it's on, it provides a very valuable features like just-in-time access, adaptive application control, and threat protection, and so on. And what is important, you have the possibility also to auto-provision these, and also enable also provisioning extensions, so log analytics or dependency agent or policy add-on for Kubernetes. I've deliberately set this to off to trigger some alerts in Azure Security Center, and you will see also the resources that are missing, extensions, and so on. So you have also the possibility to email notification and to turn on the threat detection in here, and integration with the Cloud App Security and with Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So you also, of course, you have to go to the Cloud App Security and then take it there to configure Cloud App Security a little bit deeper. And also you have the possibility to automate workflows, and this is in fact the blade that we will see on the back on the main page, and as well as to configure continuous export. So if you want to export to the external sources, as for example Radar or Splunk, and as well the third-party connectors like AWS or GCP. And something's really okay. There it is. So we have a possibility to stream that to Event Hub, and lagging in here. Let's go to the continuous export, which is also which is very important to see. Come on, really lagging, and amazing how when you have to present something is really lagging, and when you're doing something unimportant, it really flies. Okay, so Event Hub, you can stream specific events to the Event Hub or to the Log Analytics workspace, and as well also choose the export frequency and configure also the export configuration. Let's go quickly back, and let's go and see how can you actually import actually connect the specific third-party cloud. So, for example, in AW or GCP account, for example, if you want to connect GCP account here, you have to for example, give the, of course, choose the subscription, and then choose the organization ID and GCP private key file, and that's done very easily. So if you go to the console, you have to go to the security, and also to the security command center. First of all, you have to do that, and then once your security command center is up and running, then there is the IAM and admin, where you have to go to and choose the IAM and also choose account for which you specify the security admin reader, and then when you specify the security admin reader, then you are able to connect and create a key. And then that key will be entered in here. It's a JSON file. You import that key, type in, of course, your organization ID, and then connect the GCP. Usually it needs in half an hour or an hour. Half an hour to begin streaming the data in. But come on. And if you want to connect the AWS, it's also very easy, not so complicated. So if you have your third-party workloads, you need the Microsoft account, which is the one and only for Microsoft. And then you have the external ID, which you obtain into AWS console, and also ARN number. And what to do? So you have to go to the AWS, and you have to go to the roles and to the IAM and create a role. The role, for example, I've named it AC demo. The role needs to have a specific policies, 3D specific policies: AWS Security Hub read-only access and security audit, and Amazon automation roles are needed. Then you have the role ARN. Here it is, Amazon resource number, and you have also and that's it. So, and then also you have the number in there. So you have to create this this role. After you created that, you type in the external ID or subscription ID, which is actually when you create, for example, when you create a number, then you have the possibility. So there it is. So this is the external ID that you will be entering inside, and also the Amazon resource number in here. And then when you click on it and click next, then you will have to have the ARC configuration enabled as well. So you need to, what you need to do, you need to create a application in Azure Active Directory. In that application, in this case, let's go into the Azure Active Directory. The application is, you can create it manually or using PowerShell. You have to register the app, and that app is actually, here it is. Let me just close this thing here, right here. Come on, and there's the app, Azure Arc for Servers. And the Azure Arc for Servers that is created, you will have to go and see also the of course the API permissions, and add a permission here, and of course when you add a permission, and let me see. Okay, well, you need to have the really slow today. What it is, you have to have the certificates and secrets, which is created either automatically or you can do that manually, and then copy the ID and value of the secret to the wizard and in Azure Security Center, and then you're able to connect to the Azure Security Center. Once you do that, you should see the green light here, and actually you can see that the recommendations start pouring in after 30 minutes. So the recommendations in here, okay, after you've done that, you see the recommendations in here. Really lagging. I don't know what it is. It takes really long, and that was really good yesterday. It works on my machine. That's how we do that. I usually say. All right. Then you see the recommendations for other clouds as well available. You see the either orange AWS or blue GCP here, and you can remediate, and you can see the recommendations for these as well. So that's how you do that in the Azure Security Center and connect the external cloud. And speaking about Sentinel, we still have 5 minutes. And speaking about Sentinel, which is really slow here, we have to connect Azure Sentinel to the log analytics workspace. And as we've heard in a session previous to this one, you pay for the data that is stored, that is in Azure Log Analytics workspace, and for the data ingested and analyzed. So this is what you have in here, and see the pricing and see the setting and also the workspace setting. You can see the analytics of it, and after that you go to the data connectors and choose to connect all your relevant data connectors. You have to be careful in here, because if you have a lot of data and you connect all that is going to be connected, that you can connect, then you're probably going to pay a lot more than you needed. Just please go slow and connect only what you need for the first, and then well, the most important things, for example, Azure Activity Log and things like that, Azure Active Directory, and then from there you go with the other services. You have the Sophos, you have the F5, you have other. For example, Amazon Web Services here detached. You have also the GCP available and other things. After you've done that, you have also the possibility to where it is. You have also the possibility to see all the incidents that that are brought in. These incidents here, this really takes a lot to load, and there must be some, I don't know what it is, but it's even hard to speculate. But anyway, usually it works really, but it's not the matter of the Sentinel or Azure Security Center. This morning and throughout the day, the console, the portal, it's extremely lagging, and I don't know why. And I have really good connection, hundreds of well, 300 megabits per second. So you can then see the all the incidents and that have happened during the last 24 hours or during the last 7 or X days. You can also span these to 90 days and more if you have ingested more. And of course, you will have to pay a little bit more. But then you will have a way to see the incidents in here, and also to see the workbooks that can handle these incident and see the data of your connected environments. So each and every connector that you've connected has its own workbook or more workbooks that you can work with. For example, Azure has, when you connect Azure AD, then you have audit logs, activity sign-in logs, and so on, where you can see what happened actually and see the data, and then also continue from there. So you first of all need to set up the time range, and of course, oh, it's really slowly in refreshing. Unbelievable. Yeah, yeah. Imagine there's a huge data center behind us. So, all right. And it's even closing. Okay. Anyway, what's more important? You have the just few things to say. Two things: UBA, or user entity and behavior analysis or analytics. So let's go quickly over this one, another 1 minute. And then if you go to the, for example, admin, and then you can hunt for and see the analysis of the entity, that specific entity that you've chosen. That could be any device or user or server or endpoint and or IP address, and go from there. Unbelievable. And oh, there it is. And it still lacks data. And then see the alerts and activities timeline, and as well as go and investigate. And afterwards, you see the graphical representation of the timeline and of the actions. So for this specific user and admin, there you can see that there are events connected to the specific admin or to the specific machine, from where you can also see the timeline for what happened, and as well as the information about the entities, what happened, where, at what time, and actually and go from there and see the information, what was done, and for example, what executable was executed. If administrator executed executable, you see the connecting connecting data to that executable and the data that was derived from, and so on. But this really is really slow, so we won't have much time to go further. Anyway, both Azure Security Center and Azure Sentinel, we're doing the workshop and course over 3 to 5 days. So it's really comprehensive to go through both of these in just 1 hour, of course, or 1 day. But this is really a really nice nice product. And I suggest that you use both. Use Azure Security Center in free mode, in non-pay mode if you wish. Don't catch yourself not using it. And then use Azure Sentinel. If nothing else, I suggest that you connect to the Log Analytics workspace, connect Azure Active Directory data connectors, and connect analytics and go from there. Go start small. It's better than not using it all or using everything all at once. I will say that we've come to the end, and really I would like, if you have any questions, please just ask. I'm sorry that this streaming, camera works, but it's extremely lagging. I don't know why it is. But you probably don't want to see my face anyway.
Yeah, definitely. That is not so important thing.
Exactly.
More important thing is demo that you presented to us, and as far as so there is a lot of different options for integrations, for finding potentials, issues, breaching, etc. So I think that our audience is scared about how large Sentinel is and what can to be implemented here. So unfortunately, we don't have any kind of questions. I would have a lot of questions for you, but unfortunately, we don't have enough time to discuss about every single feature, and especially because you can connect to the AWS, GCP, and other infrastructures on-prem, for example. So that's a flutter of different possibilities to use this tool and all features. And so, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's usually we do it to our customers over 2, 3, 4, 5, even 5 days. So it's a huge, but it has a lot of potential. I hope hope we will be able to see some action on it. Probably, I don't know, on some user group event or whatever. So.
Yeah, of course. So thank you for the great presentation. Have a nice day, and
thanks a lot.
We will see you soon in person.
I hope so. Thanks a lot, and have a nice day, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.